First off, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed soon. And I was sitting up here watching a YouTube channel. I forgot the name of the channel, but the guy was talking about this Biden rule about this side jobs. And so I decided to look it up. And so I found it on Reuters. And it says, United States, Biden administration issued rule that could curb gig work contracting by Daniel Wisner. It was published January 9, 2024 at 4:50. It was updated 2 months ago. So with that, here it is. It says the rule will impact trucking, healthcare, gig work, among others. Requires workers to be considered employees, not contractors. Reverses Trump era rule favored by business group. Now you got to understand what this is really significant, and I'm gonna sit up here and read it, and then and I'll get a little insight into it. January 9th, the U.S. Department of Labor on Tuesday issued a final rule that will force companies to treat some workers as employees rather than less expensive independent contractors, in a move that has riled business groups and will likely prompt legal challenges. The rule is widely expected to increase labor costs for businesses in industries that rely on contract labor or freelancers, such as trucking, manufacturing, healthcare, and app-based gig service. And if I'm not mistaken, this was the rule that was implemented in California, maybe about a year or so ago. Most federal and state labor laws, such as those requiring a minimum wage and overtime pay, apply only to companies' employees. Studies suggest that employees can cost companies up to 30% more than independent contractors. The rule will require that workers be considered employees rather than contractors when they are economically dependent on a company. It replaces a Trump administration regulations favored by business groups that said workers who own their own businesses or are free to work for competing companies can be treated as contractors. The new rule adopts a standard that courts have used for years to determine the proper classification of workers. That standard looks at several factors, including the degree of control companies exercised over workers and whether the work performed is an integral part of a company's business. The Labor Department said it does not expect the rule to lead many companies, let alone entire industries, to reclassify workers, but it will enable more effective enforcement against businesses that purposely misclassify workers to save money, the agency said in the rule. It does not go as far as the wage laws in California and other states that place even greater limitations on independent contracting. And here's the point. The rule is set to take effect on March 11th. Now, there was another point in here, and you got to understand this. If you follow along, you got to understand what this means. That companies will now have to sit up here and classify employees as will have to classify employees as workers. They will have to classify independent contractors, people that like your truck drivers, like your Uber, Lyft. They will have to be considered employees. Salakia, I'm sitting up here losing track of my thought. But they'll have to be considered employees. And what that means is that they'll have to get benefits, health care. And you got to understand the cost of those things could go really, really high for businesses. So you got to think about it. If you're an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, if you're a trucker, like some of these Amazon drivers out here who are contracted. They don't actually work for Amazon, but they're contracted. You got to understand what this entails. This means that these companies are going to have to hire these people as employees and give them benefits and everything that goes along with it. And that cost can really, really be high. And so you got to think about it. A lot of these Uber drivers, a lot of these Lyft drivers are not going to be around. The DoorDashes, all this shit, Grubhub, all these drivers, man, you could wake up one day and it ain't gonna be many of them. A lot of people, these are side jobs that a lot of people take that they're trying to now get people to be considered regular time employees, which is a heavy cost to an employer. So with that, man, I'm just going to grab a few scriptures. I finally got my train of thought on that. But this is, I'm just going to grab a few of them. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and write grievousness which they had prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And hey, these unrighteous decrees is going to hurt a lot of people with these side jobs, man. You know, it's going to hurt many, many people. Many people. You know, especially you so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. A lot of y'all use this as Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, you know, Lyft. You know, a lot of people use that as a side hustle, man. You can make some good money off of it. But now look at it. Now you're talking about a situation where these employers got to hire you full time and give you health care and other sorts of benefits, and that's going to be costly to them. So you best believe it could be a real hard, it could be a crash on this. It's just something to look forward to. And all this takes place March 11th. The rule goes into place March 11th. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just going to grab one other one. This is Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? And that's what these devils do, man. Everything they do, they frame mischief, man. They come up with these rules and regulations to fuck over people, even their own. They don't give a fuck. You know, you lower class Edomites about to find out that your own don't give a damn about you neither. They used you and abused you. They used you to get what they wanted, and now you're about to say now you're about to be thrown away like a dirty rag. You know. But hey, it is what it is. But hey, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? And they frame a lot of mischief by law. And this is just one. See, they sit up here and they paint it as all, well, it's going to help out the labor force. It's going to help out the employees. No, it isn't. It's going to cause a lot of problems. You talking about I think the guy said 80 million people could be affected by this. So, hey, it's something to look out for. Like I said, it goes into effect March 11th. 2024. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways, preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the whole elect that you guys may be still sooner. With that, I always say stay prayed up, brothers. Pray for each other because we're almost up out of here. So with that, I'd like to say Kwam Yasharella and Anyaha Batham Aki. Shalom.